And welcome back to Lantern Corps. Last one. Next week we go back to the Digimon Partner series. A lot of people like that one. Like that series. Here I am. But from Marcus Kane, we have what is the Lantern Corps of? And I want you to try to get the name right. Is the Ezio Auditore da Firenze? Firenze? It's Italian, I believe. Firenze. Which Assassin's Creed was this again? He's one of the assassins in Assassin's Creed. I want to say it's what, the third game? Or no, not no. The third game was the one where you're in the where you're in America. Actually, really blanking on which game this was. Let's see here. I want to say it's either the second game, maybe. Or is it even the first game? I'm legitimately not. Okay. In the game series, serving as a principal antagonist for the series game set during the Italian Renaissance. Okay, which Assassin's Creed is this? Whatever. It's kind of irrelevant for this. Actually, no. Based on this, I think he's the first one. But I could be dead wrong on that. Probably am dead wrong on that. Let's be honest. I don't play Assassin's. I do own the third game. I never finished it. But it's fine. Just not my series personally. But that being said, these characters are unique in terms of the types of emotional spectrum they could run. So, what would this guy's emotional spectrum be? What would his Lantern Corps be? Well, Ezio is a guy of unique emotions. He's known to fly off the handle occasionally, being very emotionally driven. But that doesn't mean inherently he's an evil guy. For example, he's not a Lantern of Sorrow. He just has not that fully depressed. Nor is he a Lantern of Happiness. He's never been happy all of his life. There's certainly moments of shame in his life. At times you can make him ultraviolet, but I wouldn't go that route. Nor is he a White Lantern, as he is an assassin and has killed many people. But nor do I think he's a Black Lantern, in that it's not like he revels in death. It's a job for him. So it gets difficult after a while to figure out this emotional core. I don't think he's really a beacon of hope per se, nor does he really seem to carry a lot of hope in him. Not that he's hopeless, it just doesn't match his core. He's not a greedy man per se, so I can't say avarice. He certainly has compassion in the right scenario, so it can't be compassion. And even though he does fall in love and have a family and kids, that doesn't mean it's his motivation. So really, you're down to 3 Lantern Corps. Let's talk about the one I think is least likely, but still possible, Rage. There are instances throughout his history where he has certainly flown off the handles and done terrible things out of emotional turmoil and rage. So it's at least got to be considered, at least in those moments, but I don't think that's really the good Lantern Corps here. What I think your options are, sadly, are either Fear, being, the assassin, and therefore, scaring the hell out of people, or Green, overcoming great fear and having great willpower. And if you want the boring answer, it probably is going to be Will. That, through your training, you have to overcome great fear, and that's just part of, training to be any sort of fighter, assassin, killer. Yeah, Fear, I think, can work, but I think because you are the protagonist in this case, I think Green is just the slightly more likely option. And to be fair, I'd probably say that for the majority of the leads in Assassin's Creed. Now, that being said, don't forget, it is a game, even though you've certainly got cutscenes. How you're portrayed and how people view you will depend on how you play it. So you could lean this character more into yellow, just by the way you play the game. I just think it's more likely you're going to see him be a Green Lantern than the other option. But that's just my opinion. What do you think? Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.